In this episode, we are going to continue our journey through the MVC paradigm. We left off at the database. We send an SQL command to the database, and then it will return data. Now, the database can be any of very many types. It can be SQLite 3, MySQL, Oracle, Postgres. Rails understands how to handle all of those different databases. Now again, when the data is returning, it goes to the model, and then the model encapsulates that back into an object, which is then sent to the controller. The controller then typically has its data, and the next step it wants to do is create a view which then sends the data down via an object to the view. Now, a view is something that can display HTML, CSS, XML, JavaScript, JSON. The typical thing we will display is HTML and CSS with embedded Ruby code. And just as we looked at app models, let's look at app views. Now the views are again further broken out by the various controllers. So if I do an LL on app views, let's say tools, here's what you see are the files, and notice they have a sort of a different name.html.erb. ERB stands for embedded Ruby. So we have embedded Ruby commands in the HTML file. And this is how we can get a dynamic website. So again, the controller sends the appropriate data down to the view. The view will format it and then send out that HTML back to the browsers. So if you look at the example here, it went to the database, pulled out all the records for this particular tool, and then formatted and displayed the data. So this is an example of walking through the MVC paradigm, which is used by Rails